Sly knew how to pull it off. He could start a riot, and he could stop a riot. He had that power of control over the masses, and he was respected by all.
I'm Rita Houston. Join us for an hour of music and stories of Sly and the Family Stone. Higher.
He just had the conviction to follow through with what moved him. I mean, that's really what makes great artists happen, is anyone can play the notes, but it's the guy that actually has the conviction to play the notes and say, this is the song, this is it. And he knew Sly and the Family Stone was like the heaviest performing act of its time. And it was, because it was real and they meant it.
Sly Stone used his music to speak about peace, unity, and love. And with the Family Stone, he backed up his words. As the first major rock band to be multiracial and mixed gender, Sly and the Family Stone made a statement even before they hit their first funky notes. In the next hour, we'll hear the story of Sly and the Family Stone from many of the musicians who played in the band. I'm Rita Houston, and welcome to Sly and the Family Stone, Higher. Welcome back to Sly and the Family Stone, Higher. I'm Rita Houston. Before starting the band, Sly was already a successful producer for Autumn Records, breaking out pop artists like the Beau Brummels, the Mojo Men, and Bobby Freeman. In 1964, he wrote and produced a hit for Bobby Freeman called Come On and Swim. Sly followed it up with two versions of his own, I Just Learned How to Swim and Scat Swim, which allowed him to show off his vocal talents.
Swim, swim, swim. Okay, we're gonna slow it down so everybody can swim, okay?
Oh, okay then.
Okay. 2, 1, 2, 3. Oh, shit, do way, oh, swim the way, oh, show me do you do. Shop it, do it, do you know? Shop the way you, but do it in way, do you do way? Shop the way, shut up, come on now, sweat it, let do it, shop it, do, shop it, do you do, shop it,
Scat Swim, performed by Sly Stewart, soon to be Sly Stone. In late 1964, Sly began to host a popular radio show on San Francisco station KSOL. Singer and keyboardist Rose Stone is Sly's younger sister.
He had a hip show. It was fun, it was energetic, and it was sporadic. You never knew what he was going to say, but he drew people in, and people would he quickly drew people into the station, to his program, and people would come down and he'd make up songs, and he'd make up different songs for his program. Like there was one called Buttermilk, and it was just a lot of music, but then he'd insert and say things like, "Give me a glass of buttermilk." He had this thing that he would say on the radio. He would start off with, "Hey, all you cats and kitties whooping and wailing, sucking up all that fine juice, patting each other on the back, telling each other who the greatest cat in the world is, and I'm gonna put a cat on you. His name is," and then all these kids would say, "Sly Stone." It was a cool show.
Now I get up when the sun goes down. I dress real tough, go out on the town. I wear when it's dark, I sleep all day. Don't want a steady woman, all I do is play.
Dance All Night, sung by Sly Stewart with his brother Freddie. Sly and Freddie both had groups in the mid-1960s, but they decided to combine them in late 1966. Sly and the Family Stone was born. Cynthia Robinson played trumpet in Sly's original group.
It was Sly and the Stoners, and Freddie had his group called Freddie and the Stone Souls. We started playing in San Francisco, and finally he decided he was going to get another group together. And so he asked me to meet him at the house around 3 o'clock the following day, so I did that, and that was the beginning of him handpicking everyone for Sly and the Family Stone.
Drummer Greg Errico played with Freddie Stone.
Well, Freddie and I had a group called the Stone Souls, and I was actually going to rehearsal at Sly's house, where the whole family lived. We used to rehearse there. And so I was going to rehearsal one day, and when I showed up, I noticed that no one from our group was there, and Sly and Freddie were having some meat in the kitchen. And I went in there and said, where's everyone? And they said, well, we're going to start a new band tonight. You know, Sly's been wanting to do this, and so on and so forth. And they said, they simply asked me if, do I want to do it? And I said, yeah, might as well, I'm here. And of course, I'm being funny, but it was pretty simple. There wasn't a lot of discussion beforehand.
Sly and the Family Stone now included Sly and Freddie Stone, trumpeter Cynthia Robinson, saxophonist Jerry Martini, drummer Greg Errico, and a local bassist named Larry Graham. So in 1967, Sly and the Family Stone became the first major American rock band to integrate both in gender and race. They began a residency at a club called Winchester Cathedral in Redwood City, just south of San Francisco. The first original tune played by the new band was I Ain't Got Nobody for Real.
Ain't got nobody. Ain't got nobody. I am free. If you need somebody, let me be your man. I can love you better than anybody can. Look around from time to time. If you see me looking, don't pay me no mind. Let me tell you what I'm trying to find. A girl who's for real all the time. She don't have to wear a wig. She don't have to be too big. In any given community, as long as she loves me, I ain't got nobody. I ain't got nobody. She's in this world. For real is all she has to be. Reality is all she has to see. Love is all she has to need. Me is all she has to be. Life is all she has to live. And love is all she has to give.
I Ain't Got Nobody for Real, played by Sly and the Family Stone. For the recording of their first album, A Whole New Thing, Vet Stone joined with her gospel group, Little Sister. Saxophonist Jerry Martini and trumpeter Cynthia Robinson.
They had a great gospel group. When I first heard Little Sister, before the recordings with Sly, I went to some of their church activities. And I mean, they knocked my socks off doing gospel. And when Sly wanted them to start, doing backgrounds with our songs, I think they did a fantastic job.
I want to take you higher. I want to take you higher. I want to take you higher. It's gonna be all right if we take you higher. Yeah, 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 yeah. Higher.
He would rearrange some things cover songs that we would do, and he would add, different horn parts and stuff that really made the song even pop even better. He'd come to rehearsal with everything planned out that he wanted to be done. There was no downtime. He always knew what we were going to be working on and who was going to be doing what part and what key the song was in, and he came ready.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we had to get up and dance to his music.
When we all started playing together, it just came together really fast.
The first 2 or 3 notes. Well, actually, when he counted it off and we hit that first note, I saw lights, cameras, action. Everything got lit up. I couldn't even play. All I could do was, I had never heard a sound so fantastic in my entire life, just that first note. And Sly had to say, go ahead and play those notes I told you. Play those notes. Yeah. So that just the first downbeat from everybody was just like a revelation from God for me, that this is it. This is it.
This song was originally written and sung by folk duo Jim and Jean.
What's it got to do with me? 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 I was a nobody right from the start. You took my hand, you stole my heart. You were on top, you played the part. Now you run out on me, and now you wanna be so free. What's it got to do with me? What's it got to do with me? Say, what's it got to do? What's it got to do with me? 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 You were so wild, full of surprises. I played all your games and I won all your prizes. Remember your friend, he treated me like a brother until he told me that he was your lover. Yeah, what's it got to do with me? What's it got to do with me? Say, what's it got to do? What's it got to do with me? 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 What's it got to do with me?
A previously unreleased recording of What's That Got to Do With Me, performed by Sly and the Family Stone. Coming up, the band finds a new sound. I'm Rita Houston, and you're listening to Sly and the Family Stone, Higher. Welcome back to Sly and the Family Stone, Higher. I'm Rita Houston. The big break for Sly and the Family Stone came in 1968 with their second album, Dance to the Music. It was a big leap from the sound of their debut, A Whole New Thing. Bassist Larry Graham.
It sounded different than everything else that was on the radio. I think also the simplicity of it, something really easy to remember. The instructions, dance to the music. I mean, it's like you don't have to figure out what do I do with this, you know. And I think the melody was very, very, very powerful, and the kind of drum beat that Greg was doing on there, and I was allowed to, you know, do my thing on the bass. And coming from guitar, I wasn't really afraid of using pedals and effects that guitars would normally use. I would plug in anything and try it. So I was really into my fuzz tone, and that became popular on the song. So that was different too. And then the way the vocals were arranged, the way Sly had everything arranged with everyone singing different parts.
The song was Sly's response to the label telling him to simplify his writing and go for a hit. Instead of dumbing anything down, Sly molded his own style into a very direct sound that remained unique.
Some bottom so that the dancer just won't hide. You might like to hear my organ. I said right, Sally, right now. If I could hear the horns blow, Cynthia on the throne. Listen to me, Cynthia Jerry, now the message they said. All the squares
Dance to the Music, played by Sly and the Family Stone. The last member to join Sly and the Family Stone was Rose Stone.
I was working at a record store called Sherman Clay, and I was the last one to join the band, and Sly kept telling me, you know, the band will be complete once you get in it. Once you get in it, the band will be complete. I had been singing all my life, so singing wasn't exciting to me to, join the band because I had already been doing that. So I thought at the time that working in Sherman Clay was more exciting.
In 1967 Summer of Love had just passed, and Sly's music spoke to the hippie movement and more. Drummer Greg Errico.
Well, as far as, quote unquote, peace and love, the inspiration, I guess, in the lyrical message for that really came it was the time. It was a sign of the time. That seemed to be the subject of the time, in the late 60s. From San Francisco, peace and love, that was the anthem, that was the theme.
Bassist Larry Graham.
I think that we contributed to a scene that was developing, but I think that the time was right for what we were doing, and I think that the frame of mind of people at the time were very accepting, and actually, I think the music itself, being the kind of music it was really getting into the hearts of people that were open to something new.
Speaking out about civil rights and against injustice didn't necessarily mean that they were aligning themselves politically. Singer and keyboardist Rose Stone.
We weren't trying to make any political statements ever. We were just a group trying to have a good time playing our music. And I think sometimes it was misinterpreted to be that we were trying to make a statement, we were trying to say this and say that. We were just trying to say what we said. And I think it was just interpreted the wrong way from a lot of people.
Sly also touched on social issues in his own way, with lyrics against racism and encouraging peace and unity.
I can understand frustration, joined by agitation. I create aggravation, led by a congregation. But don't mind, baby, bun. You just learn, baby, learn. Don't mind, baby, bun. Just learn, baby. Understand confusion, hey, creates bad illusion. Sometimes the wrong one losing, everybody abusing. But don't burn, baby, burn. You just learn, baby, learn. Don't burn, baby, burn. You just learn, baby, baby. Don't burn, baby, burn. You got to learn, baby, learn. So that you can earn, baby, earn. And get a little something called yearn, baby, yearn. Or you be sitting around like the underdog one of these days talking about dern, baby, dern. So get yourself together and get together. I want to see you churn, baby, churn. I want to see you churn, baby, churn. I want to see you churn, baby, churn. Station to station, help your part of the nation. Understand the proclamation, redig the emancipation. But don't burn, baby, burn. You just learn, baby, learn. Don't burn, baby, burn. You just learn, baby, baby.
Don't Burn Baby, written in response to the riots in Watts and Detroit. I'm Rita Houston, and you're listening to Sly and the Family Stone, Higher. Like many groups in the late 60s, Sly and the Family Stone had a very flamboyant look. It was a free-for-all until Sly stepped in.
Sly tried to, pull it together by stating colors. And you can wear anything you want as long as it's red, black, and white.
And
or
then
silver or gold.
Right, he added that.
And so that was the only stipulation. But you could have them. You could wear whatever you want.
Saxophonist Jerry Martini and trumpeter Cynthia Robinson.
After a while, he gave us the colors because we were out there to start off with. I mean,
remember what it did to me? He didn't like what I had on one day because it didn't fit the image. So he said, "Man, Jerry, first of all, you got to get rid of that pompadour." And goes, second of all, he made me comb my hair down, and then eventually it grew all the way down to my butt. But he goes, he looked around the room, and he saw a cowskin rug on the floor. He looked down, he goes, "Give me a razor." I said, "Damn, he's gonna cut me." And so he picked up the rug and sliced a hole in it and said, "Put this on, this is your outfit right now." And I had to work, that was hot, I'm telling you. That was a real cowskin. I lost about 3 pounds every gig. So anyway, he was a funny guy, and he was a good friend.
Absolutely.
And he would jump in front of a truck to save you.
Yes, he would.
I can attest to that because I am a very white boy, and we're in some very dangerous situations over the years. And I think Sly probably saved my life at least 3 times I can think of at the top of my head, because they was going to do me in. And he rescued me.
One episode happened at the Apollo Theater in Harlem, New York City.
The first time we played at the Apollo, when Cynthia and I walked out together, they took one look at me, and they started booing and yelling, and Cynthia said, I think I tripped over her shoes or something.
He was walking right all up on me. He almost got in with my wallet, you know? I'm like, "Hey, Jerry, get off me, man."
I didn't even know I was, 'cause I was listening to the booze. I said, "What the hell am I doing here?" And then, so anyway, in the midst of all this, Sly stopped everything and just gave them a little lecture, about, that's right, we have white, we have black, we have men, we have women, but it ain't what you are, it's can you play? And if you can play and I like it, you can be in this band. And then he made me play by myself. And but anyway, Sly knew how to pull it off. He could start a riot and he could stop a riot. He had that power. He had that power of control over the masses.
Yes.
When we were young, In his heyday, in the band's heyday, I never met anybody more powerful. And
That's right.
And he was respected by all.
It was at huge festivals like Woodstock in 1969 and the Isle of Wight the following year that Sly and the Family Stone found audiences ready for what they offered.
take you higher. Have you ever heard hundreds of thousands of people saying higher? Wanna take you higher? That's your turn. Now there are a whole lot of different meanings for what we call a peace sign, you see. People mean a whole lot of different things for what we call a peace sign. That's all it means. That's all that it means. It don't mean Nixon. It don't mean over to this cat. It don't mean over to me peace. It means I want to get along. That's what it means. You see? Now if you throw the peace sign up and say hi, it'll make us feel good. Wanna take it higher? Yeah. Ow! Wanna take it higher? Wanna take it higher? Wanna take it higher? Wanna take it higher?
There's a medley of Music Lover and I Want to Take You Higher, sung live by Sly and the Family Stone at the 1970 Isle of Wight Festival. In a minute, Sly takes a new approach to the sound, and we'll hear a lot more music. I'm Rita Houston, and you're listening to Sly and the Family Stone, Higher. Welcome back to Sly and the Family Stone, Higher. I'm Rita Houston. Welcome back. Sly Stone wrote a lot of music for the band, and right from the start, it was suited for the personalities around him. Trumpeter Cynthia Robinson and saxophonist Jerry Martini.
He wrote for that particular person. He didn't write just a trumpet line for a trumpet player. He had this uncanny ability to be around you for anywhere from 3 to 4 minutes, and he had your number. He knew where you were coming from within your heart. And so he wrote things that he knew that I really would like as a person, and that I could actually play it and put it across, and it could sound like it came from my mind instead of his.
And also, and harmonies, and back in those days, when you modulated, you're supposed to have a fifth or something, then you go to the next chord. Sly wouldn't do that. He just took the whole thing and moved it up a step with no pivot chord. And people say, no, you can't do that. He goes, how did you do that? He goes, because it sounded good. You know, who made up these rules? You know? He was more amazing than most people will ever know. The jazz greats, Herbie Hancock and Miles Davis and so many other ones that we all looked up to, including Ray Charles and James Brown. James loved him. They just said, who is this kid? He was a kid compared to all the other guys, and he just blew everybody's mind.
Everybody is a star. Through the rain and chase the dust away. Everybody wants to shine. Who'll come out on a cloudy day? 'Tis the sun that loves you down. When the system tries to bring you down, never had to shine a dime. You don't need darkness to know what you think is Everybody is a star. I can feel it when you shine on me. I love you for who you are, not the one you feel you need to be. Ever catch a falling star? Ain't no stopping till it's in the ground. Everybody is a star. One big circle going round
Sly and the Family Stone with Everybody is a Star. By 1970, Sly Stone had moved from San Francisco to Los Angeles. He worked steadily on what would become the album There's a Riot Going On. He invited members of the Family Stone to come down to record, as well as artists like Billy Preston, Ike Turner, and Bobby Womack. Saxophonist Cherry Martini.
There was about 6 houses on there, little small houses, and he asked me to come down and stay at his house. I boarded my house up and went down there, and he gave me the one house, and then he moved me down to the pool house, and that's where Mama Cash used to live. He bought the house that John Phillips and Michelle Phillips used to own. We just went there. We had extended stays at Sly's house, depending on our recording. Like Freddie did. I'm sure that you came down and stayed also.
Yeah.
For your parts. See, after Sly moved down to L.A., everything changed a little bit because of this. It was such a bigger scene down there, and he was around so many more music people and every kind of people. And when he wanted me to do my horn line, sometimes it would be with Cynthia, sometimes it wouldn't be, And he'd say, come on down, I want you to do this. And that's just how it went, because it was still the same puzzle. After a while, we didn't have to all be in the same room to do it at the same time because he already had the formula down. And that's just how it went.
One child grows up to be somebody that just loves to learn, and another child grows up to be somebody you just love to burn. Mom loves the both of them. You see, it's in the blood. Both kids are good to mom. thicker than the mud. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. Oh, the bear, oh, the bear. Still checking each other out. Hey, nobody wants to blow. Nobody wants to be left out. You can't leave cause your heart is there. But you can't stay cause you've been somewhere else. You can't cry cause you look broke down. But you're crying anyway cause you're all broke down. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. Oh, yeah, a family affair.
Family Affair, sung by Sly and the Family Stone. By 1971, drummer Greg Errico had left the group, followed a year later by bassist Larry Graham. Keyboardist and singer Rose Stone.
The way I like to describe that time is life happened for everybody, and everybody went through their own personal struggles, and it manifested itself in one way or the other. And for some it was drugs, for some it was something else, for some it was something else. And that was just, again, that was the way the world was at that time. And we were just a product of the world, the way we were just an arm of the world. And what you heard in us was the way the world was at that time.
The sound and lyrics of Sly and the Family Stone in the early 70s were a lot darker than the pop material of the 60s.
He just wrote about the life and the things that were happening around us. That's the way we all viewed life. That's what we sit around and talk about. Like he says, his only weapon is his pen. That's how we expressed ourselves, is just through lyrics.
Bassist Larry Graham.
Well, if you think about it, from the time the late 60s, each year things just in the world was changing rapidly. Major changes, 68 to 69, from 69 to 70, 70 to 71. Sly as the lyricist would naturally be affected by the changes in the world, and so he was always in tune to what was going on around him. So he would allow, just like he would allow the band the freedom of expression, so that you could hear and feel that in the music. He would allow himself freedom of expression too. And so that's why you hear those types of lyrics and how they progressively got better and better, with time. Because it's being influenced, he's allowing himself to be influenced by his surroundings. And so then if that's the case, then when people hear your lyrics or what you have to say, you're relating to them. They can relate to you.
There's a Mickey in the tasting of disaster. And time, you get faster. Every bit is a waste, as if it has to procrastinating. Such a movement in the brain of the doer. And time, feel a little newer. I switch from coke to pep, and I'm a connoisseur.
In Time, played by Sly and the Family Stone. Singer and keyboardist Rose Stone.
The music changed, but then that's an extension of the way we were feeling about the way things were. We had a business struggles, which a lot of people don't, they'll never know about. But we'd had a lot of troubles in
Welcome back.
The business itself, and the kind of things that happen when you're in the business, especially during those times. Things weren't as streamlined and as accurate as they are now. You needed to be a business genius as well as a musical genius to get your business straight. And during those times, and it just wasn't happening. There were we were just one of the many groups, I believe, that the business wasn't the way it should have been. But again, that's just another part of life that we just had to learn. We had to work through. We had to grow. Because we were kids when we started. We were just kids having a good time. And that's how we looked at it. We didn't even realize that we were famous for a long time. I mean, it didn't hit us like some people would say, we're going to go out and get famous, we're going to get big. We never thought like that. Our focus was play and have a good time. That's where we were. So we were like easy prey for life.
By 1975, the original Sly and the Family Stone had disbanded, but Sly continued to record under the name. This song from 1975 never made it onto one of Sly's solo albums.
When you hear the music play, tell me how you feel. As you cheer the blues away, it will make you real high. Get on up and get out there if you wanna be high. Oh, yes, sir. Get on down with it. You can't follow it. Get on down with it. Don't look
High, sung by Sly and the Family Stone. Sly and the Family Stone Higher was produced by Paul Chufo for Joyride Media. Our executive producer is Eric Molk. Our associate producer is Andy Kahn. All songs on this program can be found on the Epic Legacy Recordings box set, Sly and the Family Stone Higher. Special thanks go to Adam Block, Tom Cording, Randy Haker, Marissa Jeffries, Adam Farber, Rob Carter, Jennifer Arabona, Jordan Schoenberger, Johnny Tiga, Ian Jackson, Kelsey Sanford, Tim Lynch, Mark Jones, Meredith Louie, and Judy Worrell. I'm Rita Houston, and thanks for listening.
There was enough rawness around the edges to make the music dangerous, and that's what I always liked.
I'm Rita Houston. Join us as generations of artists talk about the influence of Sly and the Family Stone. It's Sly and the Family Stone Higher.
He gave the rock world a baton, how they can get their groove back. A baton to funk. It says, yeah, you can tighten some of the funk up and hit everybody with it. And he was able to give, soul a little bit more consciousness and more broad appeal by just saying, we all got soul. Sly and the Family Stone.
They crossed musical genres, they crossed racial and gender lines, they were socially conscious, but not political. These are a few of the things that Sly and the Family Stone brought to the table during their years as a band, and what they did continues to influence artists today. In the next hour, we'll hear about the impact of Sly and the Family Stone from Chuck D, Bernie Worrell, Isaac Hayes, Robert Randolph, Warren Haynes, and many more. I'm Rita Houston, and welcome to Sly and the Family Stone Higher. Welcome back to Sly and the Family Stone Higher. I'm Rita Houston. Chuck D of Public Enemy.
I'm a child of the 60s, so Sly is a part of my fabric. When I grew up, when I was 8 and 9 years old, stand and sing a simple song was a part of the words that help you understand what musicians were trying to say to young people, and how young people took to the lyrics and took to the beat and to the music. And quite frankly, thank you for letting me be myself was, it said it all. It just told you that you could be yourself, have your independent state of mind, you could still fit in society and go forward on with your life. You could be yourself, but it's not fun being by yourself. Because what he said was basically something that culture is all about. Culture is about uniting human beings together for our similarities and knocking our differences to the side. And Sly and the Family Stone, just in the name, was all about that.
Thank You for Letting Me Be Myself Again, played by Sly and the Family Stone. I'm Rita Houston, and you're listening to Sly and the Family Stone, Higher. Soul singer Isaac Hayes.
Having been in the business before Sly came along, growing up in Memphis, and growing up with the Memphis sound, Sly, his whole sound was a shot of adrenaline to the business. Because Sly came out of San Francisco, the Bay Area, when hippies were big and all this kind of stuff, and it was all about love and all that. So Sly had that influence. But he wove into that whole thing the funk sound. And it just boosted R&B and pop, took it to another level. They had a lot of sides to them. Like it was mixed racially, mixed genderly. The music was raw. You know, Sly was a good communicator. As I understand, he was in radio before he, got involved in music, as such as a recording artist. So he knew how to communicate. And he had his finger on the pulse as to what people would like to hear, would love to hear, what they would enjoy. And he had a lot of messages in his music. You could, when he was grooving with the music, it made it more palatable to reach people, and that was a good thing about it. And that message was always a message about unity. It made you think about racism. It was just, it was fresh. And that was what is that? What is that? Listen, check this out. Had that kind of thing to it.
Anybody, anything, alright, anywhere, anytime, every day, do your thing. Why your own thing? Why your heart say? Why do your thing? Why?
Pressure, sung by Sly and the Family Stone. Singer and guitarist, John Mayer.
Well, you know, everyone's trying to find that same groove that the Sly records have, you know. And it's a working together that players need to have. And the Funk Brothers have it too. You know, I was watching, you watch Standing in the Shadows of Motown, there's a certain connectedness that the musicians have. And you hear it, and it's like no other people could have played like this together. And that's the part that you start to realize, like, wow, everyone's trying to, you know, when people say funky, that's what they mean. They mean Sly Stone. And when people say funky and you hear it and you go, this isn't funky, that's also what they're trying to copy it and they can't get it. You know, it's like cheap bootlegs of funk when you hear most funky stuff. I don't even like the word anymore. The word got messed up by stuff that's truly not funky, that's trying to be played funky, you know? Funk is not a style of music. You know, what kind of music do you play? Funk music? It's like, what kind of food do you cook? Salt? You know what I mean? It's a plate of salt. Funk is an ingredient. It's like, it's a thing. It's an approach. And I think that they had that in equal measure with pop and harmonies and songs and tunes and hooks. You know?
I'm talking in my sleep. I'm walking in the street. Time is passing, I grow older, things are happening fast. All I have to hold on to is a simple song at last. Let me hear you say, giving love and smiling at the frowns. You're in trouble when you find it's hard for you to smile. A simple song might make it better for a little while. Let me hear you say, walking. I'm living love. I'm living, loving, low but dubbing. Everybody sing together.
Sing a Simple Song, performed by Sly and the Family Stone. Coming up, we'll hear from Bernie Worrell, Warren Haynes, and more. I'm Rita Houston, and you're listening to Sly and the Family Stone, Higher. Welcome back to Sly and the Family Stone, Higher. I'm Rita Houston.
We had our thing though, and Sly had his. We did shows together, hung out together and stuff when we were touring together.
Keyboardist Bernie Worrell is a founding member of Parliament Funkadelic and leads the Bernie Worrell Orchestra.
It was funky, but then again, it was more than funk. It was poppy also. Had that pop thing to it, the combination of both. Musically speaking, lyrically, for me, he spoke about everyday things that can relate to the populace, like everyday people. And it's all relevant. Everything was connected. Everyday people, that's today. It'll be that years after we're gone. Everyday people. Hot fun in the summertime.
End of the spring, and here she comes back. High, 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 high there. Them summer days, oh summer days. That's when I had most of my fun back. High, 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 high there. Them summer days, oh summer days. I cry now when I want to. Out of school, yeah. County fair in the country sun, and everything is clear. Oh yeah. Hot fun in the summertime. 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 First of the fall, and then she goes back. Bye, 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 there. Them summer days, oh summer days. When I want County fair in the country sun, and everything is cool. Oh yeah. Hot fun in the summertime.
Hot Fun in the Summertime, played by Sly and the Family Stone.
You're talking about a DJ who knew the records, combined the records, shuffled the records, and then when it came down to being a musician, he knew exactly what to do at that particular time. He was definitely on top of the beat.
I know you need attention. I got attention for you. I know you need affection. I got affection for you.
Rapper Chuck D hears early DJ culture in the music of Sly Stone.
The DJs were just as much as an important element as the song itself because they would have to always bring it in correctly for you to like it. You just couldn't just say a record just exists on the groove alone. If the DJ brought it in right, you was gonna, head on and take off with it, which is the key to Sly Stone because he was a DJ. And so therefore the beginnings of Sly Stone's records were events, which is also, a takeoff from what Berry Gordy said. He said, well, we have to make the first 30 seconds eventful. Well, if you check out the first 30 seconds of Sly and the Family Stone's records, only a DJ would have that type of attitude to make enough of an event to keep you there. James Brown thought the same way, although he wasn't a DJ, but he always thought the same way, like the first 30 seconds, I'm gonna give it to you.
You're the underdog, and you got to be twice as good. Yeah, yeah. Even if you're never right, they get uptight when you got too bright, cause you might start thinking too much. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know how it feels when you know for real that every other time you get a raw deal. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Say I'm there. When it comes time to get promoted, cause you might be moving up too fast. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you ever love somebody of a different set, I bet the set didn't let you forget. And it just don't go like that. Yeah, yeah. I know how it feels for people to stop, turn around and stare, signify limpid, and low rate me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't mind. I know how it feels to be played upon, to be at the party, but you really all alone. They just underestimate me. I know how it feels when you're feeling down and you wanna come up, but you realize you're in the wrong part of town. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know how it feels to have to go along with people you don't even know, simply because it happens to be a whole lot more of them. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Say I'm there under. I'm the under. I can handle it. It's gonna be alright. I'm the under.
Underdog, sung by Sly and the Family Stone. I'm Rita Houston, and you're listening to Sly and the Family Stone, Higher.
It just seemed like the musicians were always chosen in a way that there was enough rawness around the edges to make the music dangerous, and that's what I always liked.
Guitarist and singer Warren Haynes is a founding member of Government Mule and plays with the Allman Brothers.
One of the biggest lessons I've taken from listening to that music is how to snatch up the spontaneity when it's there, when the creative juices are flowing. Just kind of go with it and see what happens, and don't be scared to leave a lot of the rough edges, because that's what makes the music special in its own way. You know, you start changing everything that's not perfect in music and you wind up with music. So one of the lessons to learn from Sly, which was also a lesson to be learned from James Brown, is if the musicians making the music are great musicians, then their first impression is going to be quite amazing. And if there's some mistakes and blemishes that go along with that, you can't second guess it. You got to let that be part of it, because a lot of times that's what makes it even better.
If you want me to stay, I'll be around today to be available for you to see. I'm about to go, and then you'll know for me to stay, I got to be me. You'll never be in doubt that smile. Calvin, please, I'm gone. Forget reaching me by phone, because I promise I'll be gone for a while. When you see me again, I hope that you have been the kind of person that you really are now. You got to get in straight. How could I ever be late when you're my woman taking up my time? Oh, how could you ever allow? I wonder how I would get out of pocket for fun. How when you know that you never number two. Number one gonna be number one. I'll be good. I wish I could get this message over to you now. When you shape me again, I hope that you have been the kind of person you really are now. I'll be so good. I wish I could get the message over to you now.
If You Want Me to Stay, sung by Sly and the Family Stone. Guitarist and singer Warren Haynes.
His sense of chord progressions was so unique, I guess in some ways, because he played several different instruments. Some of the songs were written on piano, so the voicings would be different. But there's a lot of that, what I call later generation gospel chord changes. You know, it started with gospel music, then it went through Ray Charles and James Brown, and then the next innovative version of that was like Sly, taking gospel chord changes and kind of distort them and add weird notes that provided some dissonance to the music. There's a lot of that really makes those songs tick.
Wake up and go before you know. Can make it if you try. Mama, make it. You can make it if you try. Mama, make it. You can make it if you try. Yeah, but you can make it, make it, make it, make it. You can make it if you try. You can make it.
You Can Make It If You Try, performed live at the Isle of Wight Festival in England by Sly and the Family Stone. In a minute, we talk with Robert Randolph and hear a lot more music. I'm Rita Houston, and you're listening to Sly and the Family Stone, Higher. Welcome back to Sly and the Family Stone, Higher. I'm Rita Houston.
We had a bad uncle that, which my mother's brother, he was the one that let us listen to all the bad music, we would say, because we were church guys. So we would go and we would hear all of the Sly stuff and P-Funk and all that,
Pedal steel guitarist Robert Randolph leads his family band with music that crosses funk, soul, and gospel.
It was bad music because our parents said so, and then church probably told you, just because it wasn't church music or he wasn't singing gospel music. But when you look at it now, it was all gospel. Gospel means a good word, and that's the thing that helped Sly fall into this greatness category, because he took something that was rootsy with the organ and made it rock and roll with his family and their friends, multicultural band. For me, growing up in the church, you immediately related with Sly because of the group vocals that sometimes sound like a choir vocals, the harmonies with him and his sister and Freddie, and the organ sound with the funky guitar sound, which they created, with that sound, the energetic, upbeat, from I Want to Take You High, and then all the songs are inspirational. So it was basically gospel with a rock and roll mentality, that Sly had this wacky mentality that sort of made it all work and made, races come together, made love conquer hate, but the sound of it immediately for me reminds me of gospel from the first time I heard it.
I Want to Take You Higher, sung by Sly and the Family Stone. Trumpeter Stephen Bernstein crosses genres often as a leader of Sex Mob, Spanish Fly, and the Millennial Territory Orchestra.
The way I became a fan of Sly is I didn't even realize I was a fan of Sly, because my next door neighbors were the Scales, and he was in the Panther Party. Well, kind of everybody was, but he was the official photographer. They used to have great parties over there, and there was always this great music kind of like coming over. They had this amazing house. I don't know if I'm just dreaming about it because it was, 1969, but it seemed to me they had like a volcano rock fountain in the front and all kinds of stuff going on. Anyway, there was this music coming out of there, and later on, I found out that was Sly's music.
He arranged many of Sly's songs for the 9-piece MTO.
If you go on YouTube and you find those first television appearances where he had like 3.5 minutes, and in that 3.5 minutes he'd have an intro that was referred to one song, and then they do maybe 4 or 5 songs in medley with key changes on everything, and it was a lot of harmony going on. And the interesting thing is, it's not as if, if you start really appreciating music, that's associated with rock and roll, because his music really had, the gospel thing and the rock thing and the jazz thing. But even you take like a simple song, like one that always blows my mind is Everybody's a Star, because it has what I think is a pretty unique progression, which is very rare to find in pop music. It goes C to B7 to E minor 7 and then to the F7. It's referring to, Bach harmonies, gospel harmonies, rock and roll harmonies, but it's very unique. And then when it goes to the chorus, it's this amazing descent. You usually I don't know where other songs end, where it goes B flat to A minor, and then to the A flat, and then to the E flat, D flat. I can't say that about many songs. Most songs are just a variation of one, especially in rock and roll, or a variation of 1-4-5. And he did that a lot. If you check out those early songs, there are a lot of great and mysterious things going on in the harmony.
My Lady, sung by Sly and the Family Stone. I'm Rita Houston, and you're listening to Sly and the Family Stone, Higher. Rapper and DJ, Chuck D.
Sly and the Family Stone's performance aspect was a very integral part of Public Enemy, looking at tapes, feeling the vibe, meshing the sounds, creating a look that you would get magnetized by. Sly and the Family Stone and Public Enemy are not too far apart in sonic abrasion and forwardness, and words meaning something, like stand, and then also triggering into another groove. Sly and the Family Stone is a benchmark. And I would tell you this, is that Sly and the Family Stone's first album, A Whole New Thing, was instrumental. It was one of my main influences to write Fear of a Black Planet. Back when we were recording at Sony, I also had found a cassette tape and a piece of vinyl of A Whole New Thing. Being that we were collectors of records, to make a different record from It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back, Sly and the Family Stone's first album, which was slept on by the masses, was something I listened to every day in 1989 in the making of Fear of a Black Planet. Cuts like Underdog and I Cannot Make It.
I would rather be her brother. Said I love her. Let her get away. Said I love her. Won't be a fool today. Won't keep me crying. Oh yeah. Sighing. Oh yeah. Dying. Oh, lying. I probably couldn't. I said I love her. Can't let her get away. Said I love her. Won't be a fool today. Woman, get me right.
I Cannot Make It, played by Sly and the Family Stone. Isaac Hayes was a pioneer in funk and soul music for decades.
The style back then was free. It was open. It was individualism. You did what you wanted. You dressed like you wanted to dress. You didn't try to pick up which mode should I get in. No, you do your own thing. Like I wrote a song from the movie Shaft. Do your thing. And that's what we did. We did our thing.
Time for living, time for giving, no time for making up a monster to shell. Time for living, time for giving, no time for breaking out of lie to tell. Ain't nobody got to spell it for me. Ain't nobody got me here I can see. Ain't nobody got the pain I can hear. But if I have to, I will yell in your ear. Time for living, time for giving, no time for running over anyone. But say, time for living, time for giving, no time for passing, time for fun. Ain't nobody got to spell it for me. Ain't nobody got to yell I can see. Ain't nobody got the thing I can hear. Don't you yell in my ear. Time for changing, rearranging, no time for beat to pass the buck. Rearranging, restraining, pretty soon he might not give a damn. Ain't nobody got to spell it.
Time for Livin', sung by Sly and the Family Stone. Sly and the Family Stone Higher was produced by Paul Chufo for Joyride Media. Our executive producer is Eric Molk. Our associate producer is Andy Kahn. All songs on this program can be found on the Epic Legacy Recordings box set, Sly and the Family Stone Higher. Special thanks go to Adam Block, Tom Cording, Randy Haker, Marissa Jeffries, Adam Farber, Rob Carter, Jennifer Arabona, Jordan Schoenberger, Johnny Tiga, Ian Jackson, Kelsey Sanford, Tim Lynch, Mark Jones, Meredith Louie, and Judy Worrell. I'm Rita Houston, and thanks for listening.